meat, cream biscuits, animal food for kids, meat, fish, chocolate, seafood for kids, fish, egg, vegetable soup, vegetable food for kids, vegetable soup, cake, pork, sweet food for kids, cake, cookie, fish, sweet food for kids, cookie, egg, vanilla wafer, animal food for kids, egg, fried mushrooms, simply chips, vegetable food for kids, fried mushrooms, candy, liver food, animal food for kids, liver food, cotton candy, lentils and rice, vegetable food for kids, lentils and rice, pastel, sweet potato, vegetable food for kids, sweet potato, hummus, fried chicken, vegetable food for kids, hummus, omelette, Cheetos puff, vegetable food for kids, omelette, Smarties, noodles, vegetable food for kids, noodles, pepper chips, Christmas desserts, sweet food for kids, Christmas dessert, rice and meat, fried potato, animal food for kids. Rice and meat. Ice cream. Lava shack. Sweet food for kids. Ice cream. Donut. Hamburger. Animal food for kids. Hamburger. Chocolate ice cream. Canned beans. Vegetable food for kids. Canned beans. Hot dog. Spaghetti. Animal food for kids. Hot dog. Crab seafood. Ice cream biscuits. Seafood for kids. Crab seafood. Pancake. Steak. Animal food for kids. Steak. Bacon. Kinder. Animal food for kids. Bacon. Cracket. Sausage. Animal food for kids. Sausage. Spinach soup. Barbecue. Animal food for kids. Barbecue. Croissant. Lasagna. Animal food for kids. Lasagna. Jelly. Chicken pizza. Animal food for kids. Chicken pizza. Mushroom and steak pizza. Christmas cake. Sweet food for kids. Christmas cake. Ketchup. Chips. Nutella. Sweet food for kids. Nutella. Vegetable pizza. Barbecue. Vegetable food for kids. Vegetable pizza. mussels, sausage, seafood for kids, mussels, bacon, lobster, seafood for kids, lobster, banana dessert, chicken pizza, sweet food for kids, banana dessert, steak, shrimp, seafood for kids, shrimp, muffin, canned beans, sweet food for kids, muffin, grilled salmon, turkey, animal food for kids, turkey, tuna, peach cake, seafood for kids, tuna, lamb, marshmallow, animal food for kids, lamb, carrot cake, lobster, sweet food for kids, carrot cake, tuna, duck, animal food for kids, duck, lamb, hummus, vegetable food for kids, hummus, vegetable pizza, beef, animal food for kids, beef, Polian seafood, avocado food, vegetable food for kids, avocado food, seaweed, buffalo chicken salad, animal food for kids, buffalo chicken salad, apricot cake, garden salad, sweet food for kids, apricot cake, sweet, shrimp, sweet food for kids. Sweet. Cuckoo. Poly and seafood. Vegetable food for kids. Cuckoo. Rice and meat. Porridge. Vegetable food for kids. Porridge. Hot dog. Chocolate cake. Sweet food for kids. Chocolate cake. Beef stuffed with plants. Seaweed. Vegetable food for kids. Seaweed. Carrot rice. Fish. Vegetable food for kids. Carrot rice. Garden salad. Pie. Vegetable food for kids. Garden salad. Crab seafood. Lasagna. Animal food for kids. Lasagna. Snack. Spaghetti. Vegetable food for kids. Spaghetti. Peach cake. Lobster. Sweet food for kids. Peach cake. Porridge. Turkey. Animal food for kids. Turkey. Poly and seafood. Omelette. Animal food for kids. Poly and seafood. Ketchup chips. Fruit chocolate. Sweet food for kids. Fruit chocolate. Lamb. Grilled salmon. Seafood for kids. Grilled salmon. Lava shack. Chocolate gift box. Sweet food for kids. Chocolate gift box. Egg. Sweet potato. Vegetable food for kids. Sweet potato. Noodles. Turkey. Vegetable food for kids. Noodles. Simply chips. McDonald's dessert. Sweet food for kids. McDonald's dessert. Liver food. Tuna. Seafood for kids. Tuna. Crab seafood. Fried chicken. Animal food for kids. Fried chicken. Cracker. Fruity toffee. Sweet food for kids. Fruity toffee.